Hello there, I'm Dr. Erik Adriaanse from Sasol, the fertilizer division. I want to talk to you today about the possibility of higher profit due to the usage of ammonium nitrate based product compared to urea-based products. I would like to illustrate the possibilities to you that is normally the case. Not always, but normally. Higher profit of ammonium nitrate based products over urea, and also urea plus stabilizers, that is stabilizing the effect of volatilization and toxicity, is expected from ammonium nitrate based products due to higher yield and also less acidification. On the contrary, the price of ammonium nitrate based products is higher than urea based products. And then you also need larger volumes when you use ammonium nitrate based products compared to urea based products. That may counteract the positive effect of higher yield and less acidification. Now, if we look at the content of LAN, or limestone ammonium nitrate, it contains 14% ammonium N and 14% nitrate N. Then, due to the fact that it contains dolomitic lime, we also have about 4% calcium in the form of calcium carbonate, magnesium in the form of magnesium carbonate, and a little bit of sulfur. In this presentation, I'm not going to talk about the advantages of the plant nutritional effect of calcium, magnesium, or sulfur in this product, but I'm going to focus on the other advantages of ammonium nitrate based products. First of all, ammonium nitrate is taken up quicker and it's more readily available for uptake. It's also closer to the preferred nitrate ammonium ratio. It's less toxic. It causes less leaching, or results in less leaching. It's less volatile. It causes less acidification. And if it acidifies, that acidification is restricted to the topsoil, in contrast to urea-based products, which acidifies the whole profile. It normally results in higher yields. Not always, but normally. Now, if we look at the effect on soil acidity, LAN, or limestone ammonium nitrate, after you have applied 1 kilogram of N, you'll need 1.12 kilograms of pure lime in the form of calcium carbonate, because it already contains some lime, 20% lime. Ammonium nitrate does not contain any lime, so you'll need a bit more lime to rectify the effect of soil acidification. That is 1.78 kilograms of pure lime. If we go to urea, it'll be 3.57 kilograms of lime per kilogram of N applied. In the form of ammonium sulfate, which is the most acidifying, you'll need 7.14 kilograms of pure lime for each unit of N. Now, we have to quantify this in monetary terms. If we take in this scenario yield for maize running from 4 to 10 tons per hectare, you'll need an N rate varying from 72 to 227 kilograms of N per hectare for that yield on average. Now, the lime that you'll need to rectify this acidifying effect from LAN will vary from 81 to 254 kilograms of pure lime. But for urea, you'll need between 257 to 810 kilograms of lime. The cost for LAN will be between 44 and 140 rands per hectare at a lime price of 550 rand per ton. Compared to urea, this will vary from 141 to 446 rand per hectare. The difference between the two, in other words, the benefit of having to apply less lime when you use ammonium nitrate product, in this case LAN, will vary from 97 to 306 rand per hectare. So there's definitely a saving when you use ammonium nitrate based products in terms of acidification. Now if we look at yield, in this first scenario, research done by myself at Viljoenskroon over 3 years, averaged over 3 years, you get a better yield response when you use LAN compared to urea. But please note, at the high N rates there will be no difference, because you can't demonstrate efficacy differences when nitrogen is oversupplied. But at the economic optimum of about 120 kilograms of N per hectare, the difference in yield was 5.5% better yield for LAN compared to urea. What I would like to emphasize in this specific scenario is that under these conditions, there was limited leaching due to the fact that we're dealing with a water table soil, and also because the nitrogen was applied as a knifed inside dressing, so volatilization was also limited due to this practice. What about the rest of the world? In France, over 11 localities, we got the same trend. Ammonium nitrate, in this instance dissolved in water, that's why it's ammonium nitrate, compared to urea, also higher yields and about 0.6 tons better at the economic optimum of 180 kilograms of N per hectare. Let's summarize the literature review in the rest of the world. 10.2, 14.5, 7.1, 13.4, 10.9, 25.3. Most of this is in the USA. The one would be in Spain, and as I've said, the one in France. Average 13.6% better yield for ammonium nitrate compared to urea. If we look at the latest developments of a urease inhibitor, I recognize the fact that this product definitely stabilized urea in terms of the volatilization, and therefore it did have a better yield effect. In these three studies, running from 1992 to 2010, we have the same trend when the urease inhibitor was added, the yield was between urea and ammonium nitrate. If we summarize these three different literature reviews, we summarize them, we get a better yield for urea plus agrotane of 7.2%. That is over urea. But then ammonium nitrate, the yield was 15.4% better than in the case of urea. So the difference between these two would be 8.2%. You can also have it in real terms in terms of yield per hectare, which is almost 0.7 tons or 1.6 tons per hectare. Okay, to summarize three different scenarios. If you limit the leaching, volatilization losses, as in the case for Viljoenskroon in South Africa, the difference at the economic optimum is about 5.5% better yield for LAN. If you look at the rest of the world, where it's surface applied, volatilization and leaching is possible, you have 13.6% yield benefit of LAN compared to the other N sources. Then, if you compare LAN to urea, to which the N stabilizer was added, the yield difference is 8.2%. Now, what does this mean? You have to calculate it for each and every circumstance, but let's look at these scenarios. First slide, we have the 5.5% yield increase, which is low. We have expected maize price of 3,000 Rand per ton, a lime price of 550 Rand per ton, urea yield running from 4 to 10 tons per hectare, and then the yield will be higher for LAN, illustrated there according to the 5.5%. You have N rates varying between 72 and 227, that's on average. You have a urea price of 10 Rand per kilogram of N, a LAN price of 15 Rand per kilogram of N. Just the nitrogen benefit of using LAN will vary from 300 Rands per hectare to 550 Rands per hectare. If you add the saving on lime cost to that, that will vary from 397 Rand per hectare to 821 Rand per hectare. If you look at the following scenario, we have the 13.6% yield increase. Everything else remains the same. The end price for urea as well as for LAN, the benefit will vary from 1,272 Rand just for the nitrogen effect to 2,945 Rand per hectare. If you add the savings on lime to that, that difference will vary from 1,369 to 3,251 Rand per hectare profit benefit when using LAN compared to urea. Now, if we look at the comparison of using LAN to urea plus agrotane, the urease inhibitor, everything in this slide remains the same except for the price of the urea N, because it costs money to add a urease inhibitor to urea. Still, there will be profit just due to the N usage, varying from 768 Rand to 1,779 Rand per hectare. Add the savings on lime to that, the difference will be between 865 Rand per hectare to 2,085 Rand per hectare. Okay, how do we do these calculations? First of all, you have to use the delivered price on farm for nitrogen as well as for lime before the season starts. The maize price is the expected maize price for the yield that you're expecting, and also the yield is the expected yield after the season. And the yield difference, that will be those percentages we're talking about, either 5.5%, 13.6%, or 8.2%. And then, of course, the N rate. Now, the N rate is very important. You need a specialist to advise you according to the inorganic nitrogen reserves in the soil on what N rate you should use for an expected yield for the following season. How do we do the calculations? You use the yield, expected yield, times the price for maize that you're expecting per ton, then the N rate and the in cost you deduct from your income. Nitrogen cost deducts from your income, then you get the profit above nitrogen costs. To add to that, the savings on lime, you use that figure in the first bullet, you deduct the N applied times the kilograms of lime per kilogram of N that you require to rectify soil acidification. And then also, of course, your lime cost per kilogram of N, or per kilogram of lime in this instance. This is not required if you've got alkaline soils, only under soil acidity conditions, which is mostly the case in South Africa. To summarize, we can say you should at least investigate the possible profit differences between N sources. And you can expect that due to less acidification, which is a given, due to higher yield that you expect from ammonium nitrate-based products, that in the end you'll have a higher profit when you choose ammonium nitrate-based products compared to urea-based products. Thank you.